Everybody, my name is Waldog. I am a flippin' vampire dude. Uh, just chilling, thinking about just like spiritual stuff, how to live a better life, what to focus on, what not to focus on, that kind of thing. Just focusing on myself rather than anything else, really. Taking some downtime, but in general, that should be the case, even though it's um, usually it's not specifically what I'm focusing on. Um, like, there's a part of me that can think about things. It's like, when just deep down inside, it's just me, my life. It's my responsibility, and then everything else, falls into place. But uh, I think about um, God and faith and myself and the other things. It's part of life. Just kind of go with the flow, so to speak. But really, my inner focus should be on myself and my faith, you know? So that's kind of that's how I'm focusing. Uh, One of the important things about that is that it's extremely difficult to do that uh, at times, and I lose, perception of those things, of that thing as specifically. Uh, and when I focus on the inner part of me, changing how I think. And I know by being around people a lot, being pulled in different directions and whatnot, it's very distracting. And over time, the distractions, kind of get me out of focus. So I believe in God. It's got supernatural abilities, you know, everything else. But for me personally, it's just myself and God, and whatever else I like doing. You know, uh, well, those are my top priorities and focus. And I think that's correct. I think that's right. I spend too much time thinking of focusing on other things. And, I could view things from many different angles, but it's like, well, for training, for fun, whatever else, I'm just like, well, those are dumb reasons. It's like, is that why I'm living my life? Is that what I'm living my life for? Is to just train, or because I can't change my perspective the way I want to, so I'm just making excuses. Like, no, I don't think anybody wants to live that way. I definitely don't want to live that way. So, I'm glad I'm taking some time off, and it's just realizing, the reasons why I'm unhappy. Um, I mean, obviously, just being around people who are, you know, trying to, how do I say this? Trying to get involved in my life in some way. You know, just no. It's like, no, 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 no. So I'm not changing my focus. Focus is on my inner self and God, And, I'm sorry you are not either of those things. You never will be. And, I am pretty tired of being a leader. I'll admit that. Uh, it's like, especially a spiritual leader, where people are, you know, there's not really. It's not like a. It's like, hey, okay, you're cool. Yeah, go ahead and no. It's just people I don't even know, or people who I don't, wouldn't like to know. Some people I would think of. And it's just like, okay, well, I'm a spiritual leader to them, and I think that's the way it should be. But just like, no, man, I'm trying my best. I'm trying to live by examples and talk about what I believe in, and be a representation of supernatural, you know, stuff. And but man, my focus is not on you or whatever agendas. My focus is on myself and God. It's that simple. It may be that simple, but it's like I gotta defend that. I gotta fight for that. There's a lot of manipulators, and I'm just like, man, okay, well, you caught me when I'm really, really tired, and you're manipulating me. Oh, you spend so much time thinking of manipulative things and catching me when at bad times, or doing all these things. I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you won this battle, but why is it none of this? I don't want any of this. I don't want a battle. I care about my inner self, and I care about God and representing God, doing my part, feeling good about it. All the manipulative people. I'm not saying it's everyone. They're just some people. And I'm still a spiritual leader to them. I'm not complaining about that. I do love people, but I gotta put myself first. I love myself more than anyone, and that's the way it should be. I know I'm gonna get. It's just not right. I love myself more than anyone. I love God more than anyone. But if I feel obsessive, if I feel any of that, I'm gonna about anything besides God, or not taking care of myself, my inner self. You know, I gotta correct that. Like talking to my grandma tonight, she was like, "Well, you always got a choice." I said, "No, no, I do not." She said, "Yeah, you do." I said, "No." There's a lot of powerful people in the world, Grandma, and a lot of manipulators. And maybe if I had my way, I'd be living under a rock, showing up occasionally to enjoy things and praising God, and be around people who I love. But that ain't the case. So I'm going to continue forward like always, but I want to do, like, if I'm going to continue forward and talking about choices, my grandma was right. If I'm going to continue forward and if I feel like I got to do what I got to do, there's manipulators in my life, then, I'm going to do, if I do have a choice of how to view things, my mindset, my priorities, the best that I can, you know, get them to be given, you know, these other people in my life and factors. You know, I'm gonna just focus on myself and God. That's when I'm happy. That's when my direction is going correct. And yeah, I gotta do all these things. I gotta please all these other people and play all these games, and you know, be trained, be followed, be controlled. It's like it's, you know, I accept the way things are, and it's been this way for a long time. It's just like, okay, y'all want to do that? Okay. I'm just shake my head and just say, I, I hear what you gotta say, and I see what you gotta do, and I know your feelings are valid. Everybody's feelings are valid, but I'm gonna focus on me, and I'm gonna focus on God, and then the compromise is me participating, you know, when I feel it is correct, and being a leader when I feel like it's correct. And the compromise is also me suffering and having to go through a lot. And there's more compromise there too, I realize. But anywho, appreciate y'all for watching. We get going. It's nice talking. You know, like I said, I like watching these videos. You help me remember. When I get lost at times, my thinking. So, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.